Hey everyone, welcome back to today's bold and the beautiful episode for Tuesday, November 4th is packed with drama, heartbreak, and a wedding twist you won't see coming. Electra drops a shocking truth, exposing Remy as her past stalker, leaving Dicki shattered and desperate to fix the unfixable. Meanwhile, little Beth is over the moon about Hope and Liam's big day, but she has one fear that could ruin everything. So what really happens next? Let's dive in and uncover all the secrets waiting to explode in today's episode. Electra's revelation still hangs in the air like a punch to the chest. Dicki can barely breathe as he tries to process the truth. The man he loves once terrorized someone he deeply respects. There were no signs, no clues, nothing that hinted at this dark history. The shock isn't fading, it's sinking deeper. A swirl of disbelief and guilt hits him. Not guilt for what happened, he wasn't there, but guilt for not knowing. For loving someone capable of that past. His trust feels shaken, not because Remy betrayed him now, but because part of Remy was hidden in the shadows all along. Dicki turns to Electra. His voice isn't defensive, not angry, just sincere and full of pain. I didn't know. I'm so sorry you lived through that. He offers no excuses. He doesn't try to rewrite the past. He simply stands in the truth, hoping transparency and empathy mean something in a moment where everything feels broken. Remy stands across from them, shoulders heavy, eyes filled with remorse. He doesn't try to run from his past, and he doesn't argue. For once, there is no charm, no clever words, only a man forced to face the version of himself he worked so hard to bury. The shame is real, but so is the growth. He knows what he did. He knows the damage. He knows healing for others won't come on his timeline. Yet the fear inside him is raw, the fear that one truth will erase years of trying to be better. His voice is tight, almost breaking as he finally speaks. I'm not that man anymore. It isn't a plea for pity. It's not manipulation. It's simply hope. The hope that Dicki can still see the person he is now, not just the shadow he once was. Redemption takes time, and today, Remy stands alone with nothing but honesty to hold on to. Electra doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't lash out. She simply stands still, calm, collected, grounded in a strength earned through survival. Her silence is powerful, and it carries a message. Her peace is not negotiable. She hears Remy's remorse. She sees Dicki's heartbreak, but she also feels the lingering echo of fear, a fear she never asked for, and never deserved. Forgiveness is not a switch someone else can flip. Healing takes time, and trust must be earned slowly, on her terms. Dicki respects her silence. Remy accepts it. No one pushes her to soften or move faster than she can. In this moment, power does not come from shouting, it comes from stillness. And in that stillness, Electra protects herself, her growth, and her right to heal at her own pace. Back at the Logan cabin, the atmosphere is warm and bright. Decorations sit neatly arranged, and excitement seems to float in the air. In the middle of that gentle glow stands Beth Spencer, beaming, proud, and full of joy. Today is not just another day to her. It's special, magical even. Her parents are getting married, and she is the one who will stand before them and make it official. She holds her little booklet tightly, rehearsing her lines in her head like a professional. In her mind, everything is perfect: laughter, love, and a future that feels safe and whole. Her smile stretches wide, her feet practically bouncing with excitement. She has waited for this moment, imagined it, cherished it. But even in her innocence, a shift happens. A flicker passes across her face, small, but unmistakable. Children may not understand every danger, but they sense when something threatens their happiness. Beth's joy doesn't disappear, it simply shares space with concern. Her eyes soften, her posture changes, and suddenly the weight of protecting a perfect moment falls on tiny shoulders. She is happy, deeply happy, but she is not blind to what could disrupt that happiness. Beth steps toward Hope and Liam carefully, almost as if she knows the importance of what she's about to say. Her voice is gentle, but firm in a way only truth can be. She doesn't shout. She doesn't panic. She simply speaks from her heart, brave, calm, and pure. I don't want Sheila there. It is such a small sentence, yet it carries more weight than any long explanation could. Beth doesn't list reasons. She doesn't need to. Sheila Carter represents danger, and Beth knows it, even without understanding every detail. Instinct is her guide, and instinct rarely lies. Then comes the part that hurts in a different way, the part that shows both love and maturity beyond her years. If Grandpa Deacon comes, can he come alone? Beth adores her grandfather. She wants to share this beautiful day with him. But she refuses to let chaos walk through the door beside him. There's no anger in her voice, no bitterness, only a quiet plea for safety and peace. Hope and Liam listen, stunned by the mix of innocence and wisdom in their daughter's words. This isn't a tantrum. It isn't fear exaggerated. It is clarity, the pure clarity of a child who simply wants her family's happiness protected. And in that moment, Beth isn't just the officiant of a wedding, she becomes its guardian. Across Los Angeles, two very different emotional battles unfold, but both demand courage. At one end, Dickie tries to reconcile love with truth, torn between his heart's loyalty and the reality now staring him in the face. He stands there, not running, not denying, but choosing honesty even when it hurts. Remy, too, digs deep. He faces his darkest past without excuses, hoping that who he is today matters more than the mistakes that once defined him. It takes strength to confront your shadow, and even more to accept that others have the right to feel anger, fear, or doubt. Electra, meanwhile, embodies another kind of bravery, the bravery of boundaries. Her calm is not coldness, it is self-respect. She knows what it took to rebuild herself, and she will not allow anyone, or any apology, to rush her peace. And then, there is Beth, the smallest voice in the story, yet perhaps the strongest. While adults wrestle with moral conflict, she stands firm in instinct and innocence. She protects her joy the only way she knows how, by speaking the truth of her heart. No shouting, no chaos. Just honesty, from every direction. Love tested, trust examined, safety defended. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it whispers, "This matters." And today, every character, child and adult alike, stands at that crossroads between fear and truth, choosing the harder road. As the day settles, two moments linger, and they couldn't be more different in emotion, yet identical in weight. On one side of Los Angeles, a man stands in the uncomfortable but necessary light of truth, choosing sincerity over excuses. Dickie doesn't try to erase Remy's past, and he doesn't pretend the pain isn't real. Instead, he faces love in its hardest form, the kind that demands honesty, accountability, and strength. On the other side, a child stands in quiet determination. Beth doesn't understand every adult detail, but she understands what safety feels like, and when it's threatened. Without shouting or fear, she protects the happiness she cherishes. Her voice, calm and honest, cuts through tension in a way only pure instinct can. And now the questions remain hanging in the air, unresolved and powerful. For Dickie, can love survive when truth hurts more than lies ever could? Can he continue to love someone whose past suddenly casts such a long shadow? For Remy, can a changed heart outweigh a dark history? Will the man he has worked so hard to become finally be seen, or will he forever be defined by who he once was? And then there is Beth, the unexpected voice of wisdom in all of this. She reminds us that sometimes clarity doesn't come from age or experience, but from innocence. Sometimes it is the smallest voice, delivered with the purest intention, that protects the biggest love. The pain won't disappear overnight. Trust won't rebuild in one conversation. But today planted the seeds of honesty, of courage, of healing waiting to bloom. And tomorrow may bring movement, even if it's only a single step forward. Because in the bold and the beautiful, truth always rises. Secrets always surface. And sometimes the bravest heart in the room isn't the loudest or the oldest, it's the one that speaks simply, sincerely, and without fear. So stay tuned, because calm moments in this town? They are rarely peaceful. They are the inhale before the storm, the pause before the turning point, and the quiet seconds before everything changes again. If you enjoyed this emotional breakdown, remember to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more deep dive soap analysis. There's so much more ahead, and in this world, the truth is only the beginning.